15 pairs of shoes. I ain't putting nothing. But I'm saying they got enough bags. Then he dope boy dragging the bags. You know, the dope boys, you know what I'm saying, they just walk through like whatever they just bought. It ain't really got no value to it. They just treat it like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? They come through, he just dragging the bags, you know what I'm saying? She swinging her bags, and I'm just looking at how happy they and successful they are. I said, that's crazy. So he come back, he dropped these, man, let me get some of them books. He buy a bunch of them. He buy a bunch of them books. You know what I'm saying, man? He pulled out the big bankroll. He don't even, this man didn't even ask me how much per book. He just hit me with about 400-500. Boom, 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 boom. Then he hugged me. When he hugged me, he get in my ear, my guy say, man, whenever you ready, call me. He said, I got you. So I said, that was up. I said, man, he said, man, put my number in your phone. I said, that was up. So I put the number in my phone, but when I put the number in my phone, I keep looking at it, and I'm like, that was up. He was like, call me, Shelly. I said, that was up. I don't know if he was looking at me like I was a charity case, because the clothes I had on at the time, you know what I'm saying, I'm thinking I'm decent. I got the button down, you know what I'm saying? I done went to the thrift stores, Marshalls, Ross, all this old stuff, you know what I'm saying? I got on a pair of Pumas, you know what I'm saying? I've been having since I came home, you know what I'm saying? I got on a black pair of Levi's, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, but then I'm realizing, I'm like, man, hold on. He come through, he got the J's on, boom, 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 he got the big boy, you know what I'm saying? And they walk out. When they walk out, you know what I'm saying? I felt a little shame. I felt a little embarrassed. I felt, you know what I'm saying? I felt out of place. I felt like the king that I am, I should most definitely supposed to have what they have, but I don't want to get it the way that they got it. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, that's crazy. So I go from sleeping on my cousin's couch to I ended up back talking to the girl I was talking to before I went to prison. She was in Lexington, Kentucky at the time. Cause when that happened, you know what I'm saying, something was going on with my mental. I had hit her up, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what you? She was like, you know, I don't live down there. I ought to move to Lexington. I got a job out here, this, and that. I was like, man, I want to come to Lexington. She didn't even hesitate. She drove to Tennessee that same night, came and got me, boom. I went to Lexington, Kentucky. I went out here for like 2 or 3 weeks. While I was out here, I went and got a job, you know what I'm saying, pulling pin, whatever it was, hated the job. I stayed there for like 2 weeks, you know what I'm saying, I got a little money up. She wanted to put a car in her name for me, a Ford Focus, you know what I'm saying, I really still owe for it. So if you see this video, you want your little bread, hit me up, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, you know how we do. But look, check this out. So, when I got the car, this is when I got the inbox from the girl, if you done seen the video, Lil Norman video. I got the inbox from her. She started telling me about how proud of me she was to see a black man get out and do this and get out and, you know what I'm saying, and we started talking once I went through her pictures. I said, oh shit, pressure. You know what I'm saying? So we started communicating, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking to her, she talking back, we conversing. We having a whole little conversation every day. So eventually, I ended up down there in Murfreesboro with her. I leave Lexington in the car, I go to Murfreesboro. When I get to Murfreesboro, I was back pushing the books. I go to Memphis, to Wolf Chase Mall. I go to Wolf Chase Mall, I didn't do too good. When I left Wolf Chase Mall, I ended up getting a job. But I only went and got the job on the strength of, I felt like she didn't necessarily agree with how I was trying to support myself, and now that I'm with her child. Because any man, if you step into a woman's life, not only you responsible for her if she got a child, you most definitely automatically assume the role as head of the household. It ain't no such thing as a man. Now, if a woman got patient enough and she say, well, I'm gonna let you get on your feet, this, and that, that's cool. That don't mean that she stepped in the role of the head of the house. She's letting you be the man regardless, but she just understand that you trying to get somewhere. I'm thinking that's where we kind of at, because at this point, I wasn't even home a full year yet. So, of course, I'm feeling pressure at this point, because this is something that I haven't done. The girl that I came home to, we really wasn't even on that level to where I even felt like I was obligated to them. You know what I'm saying? But this girl right here, I actually was feeling. So my heart automatically told me I need to get A, B, and C together, and X, Y, and Z together if I'm going to be here to be doing whatever I'm doing. So me and her came to an agreement. She told me how much the bill was, you know what I'm saying, what I was working on my job, and you know what I'm saying, we agreed, you know what I'm saying, that I give her $500 a month, which that's what I was doing. But as I'm doing that, I felt like I started neglecting who the Most High called me to be on the strength of wanting to make sure she felt secure. Most women feel more secure with a man who has has a job and he bringing in money, the money is consistent. It's the stability that she feels knowing that a check is coming either every week or every other week on the strength of you working hours on a job. That's basically what made her feel secure. So on the strength of that, I started neglecting who I knew I was supposed to be and what I was supposed to be doing. So eventually I got so worried down on my job. One day I'm driving the tow motor. Which was a blessing still. The Most High was still blessing me and creating a way. That's what people don't understand. Even though if you jump off the path when you do it, the Most High still gonna have you covered. He's still gonna bless you. You just most definitely not in what he say, your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men. Many people neglect their gift that's going to get them somewhere, and they settle and they do something lesser than who the Most High called them to be. But still on the strength of that, because you're his child, it don't mean he take his hand off you and not provide for you. It's just not going to be the level of providing he wants to do for you or that he know you could have. It's not going to be the level that it could be if you were in the vein of doing what you were supposed to do in your purpose. So on the strength of me doing the job and still doing something, I still was being blessed. I was driving the tow motor. So when I'm driving the tow motor one day, I started crying. I got so heavy on the job. I started crying. I was like, man, this ain't what I'm supposed to be doing. And when I said that, I went home and had a conversation with her that night. She didn't put no pressure on me. She understood. She said, well, you know, it is whatever you want to do. Even though she probably didn't really like that, she wasn't going to say, I don't want to support that. I ended up going to work the next day. Told my supervisor, man, I'm going to have to leave this and that. You know what I'm saying? I got things I want to do. I told him about the book. The whole company, you know what I'm saying? They bought a book from me. I ended up leaving the job, and he told me, if you ever want a job, you come back, I'm going to put you back in your same position, man. You was a good worker. You was always on time. You know what I'm saying? You learn quick, this and that. And still to this day, you know what I'm saying? He'll check on me and ask me if I'm straight. And that was 4.5 years ago. So look, check this out. So I leave the job. When I leave the job, I started doing stuff with my book again. It wasn't moving as fast as I wanted it to move. But at the same time, me and her started having problems with other stuff. Which in my opinion, she got her own story, I got my own hat. And both of them are probably true. They'll collide and make it true on both ends. But my biggest problem, the biggest problem between us was I didn't feel like she wanted to put her kid in the kid's place. So I ended up leaving. But in that little time though, I had got cool with my cousin, the one that I was sleeping with, me and her. You know what I'm saying? We had got cool. I probably had went and seen her a couple of times because I was still going to the mall down there. She might have pulled up on me once or twice. So I hit her up, hey cuz, man, I need a favor. She was like, what's going on? I said, man, I need you to come get me. She was like, what happened? I was like, man, this girl, you know what I'm saying, we finna, you know what I'm saying, whatever. She came and got me instantly. My cousin got 5 kids, you know what I'm saying? She came and got me. I moved in at the time. She was dealing with somebody at the time. So when I got there, once I got there, it was around tax time. I do remember it was around tax time. Now, around tax time, cuz she one of them who money always fall into her hand, but she don't always do what, in my opinion, what she could do with it that would put her in a better position. There's a lot of people out here in this world. They always talk about the Most High ain't doing stuff for them and he ain't here for them and that it don't seem like this. But if they take a closer look, he always putting you in the right position, putting you around the right people, giving you the right opportunities. You just have the same old mindset of when you get it and you squander it. In my opinion, that's what cuz did majority of the time. So when I got there, like I said, it was around tax time. So me and her had sit down, ended up having a conversation. I had a little money at the time. I had started talking to somebody else after I was there for like a month. She had started dealing with something. She was already dealing with somebody else that she had been dealing with for a long time. That's a whole other story. But we agreed she was gonna give me I think it was $2,500 either $2,000 out of the tax money because I was finna start going out of town. I was finna go to Atlanta. I was going to a mall called Perimeter, and they wanted $2,500, so she gave me $2,000. I already had my own money. The girl that I had started talking to, which was my homeboy girl, which I got a story about that too. She ended up giving me, I think it was $300. But anyway, I ended up paying the $2,500. Cuz ended up taking me up here to Atlanta. I ordered 500 books. Can't remember how much the books cost, but it was a pretty penny to get 500 books. Because at this point, I'm thinking, I go up here and sell 500 books at 25 a pop. Jump in the comment section and tell me what 500 times 25 is. So, in the mall only cost me $2,500, and then I had an Airbnb. This is the first time I did that. Of course, I'm a little nervous about it. I got a little anxiety about it because I'm gonna be staying at an Airbnb. At this point, I don't even have a car. My cousin driving me up here. I'm finna be riding the train and the bus back and forth to the mall. I ain't never rode the train. I ain't never rode the bus. And this is the first time I'm finna be outside of my state and city, what I'm familiar with, all by myself, doing what it is I felt the Most High had called me to do. So at this point, not only am I'm expecting the Most High to provide and protect me. And commercial break me, please. Let me tell you how he provided and how he provided and made sure I was straight, because this is a blessing. I got a lot of these types of stories, you know what I'm saying, that I probably need to start bringing up more. But once I get there, I pay the Airbnb for 7 days. After the 7 days was over, it's time for me to roll. I'm wondering if I could pay her a little less than what she really already charging for the Airbnb. She was cool with it, but at the same time, she had to go out of town. So my mama knew that I was in Atlanta. She had called me once or twice, and I'm telling her what's going on. Now I'm probably finna be digging in my pocket because I'm probably finna have to get a hotel. The hotel gonna cost me way more to do it like that. It was a woman who had found her online that we had supposed to be related to. My mama was like, well, let me call her real quick. So she called her and asked her and told her the situation and asked her, did she mind if I came and stayed with her? The woman told my mama, she was like, let me think about it real quick. So after that, she hit my mama up and she told her this. She told